I think for me, the Eucharist will always remind me and will always be an intimate source of God's presence, a real intimate way. That God has truly not just come to us some historical time ago, but that God is with us right now and working in us and always providing for us. And every time I'm in front of the Blessed Sacrament, or I'll be totally honest, as a priest, getting to celebrate the Mass has been outstanding. Every time I get to hold the Eucharist in my hands, it's incredible. There's no words for it. The thing is, you're asking about vocation. I think as I was growing in my own identity as a Catholic, I had a friend one time that challenged me to do a half an hour of prayer a day. And at the time, as a college student, I thought, you're crazy. That's so much time. Like, how could I ever make a half an hour a day for prayer? But this friend really challenged me, and she kind of, talked me into it and kind of said, well, you can do this or that. And I started doing it, and that really changed a lot of things. Because when everything starts to be oriented around the Lord, then all of a sudden there's questions of, well, we feel like God is calling us to say yes, and we think, oh, maybe someone else will say yes instead. Like, for me, definitely that question of, well, someone else can be a priest. I want to do this, right? I want to be an engineer, get married. But the fact is that when we can let our guard down and let that presence of God really be with us and orient ourselves around him, then all of a sudden everything changes. Everything gets reoriented. And all of the things that we thought were so important kind of go to the wayside, and his will starts to rise up. And I think for me, that was being in front of the Eucharist has always been a source of comfort and of intimacy and just orienting myself towards what does God really have for me.